everyone, today we're going to be looking at our ultimate stats sheet for recording our CPEP ultimate frisbee unit. So to start with, we need to be in Excel. So if you do open up the file within OneNote or from the URL, you need to click Edit in Excel to launch the desktop application. So we're in that now. First thing we need to do is enter a time for our game. So you notice the format needs to be hours, minutes, seconds. So 0 hours, 7 minutes, 0 seconds. So once we've hit that, we can see the time changes to 7 minutes down here, and we'll start the timer. In the last 10 seconds, this box will normally highlight red, just so it draws attention to it, so you can make sure you can tell the official that time's almost up. In recording our data, we're just recording data for one particular team, so we're going to record data for the home team. Now we might start with a successful pass, so that's where player 1 passes to player 2, and player 2 actually catches that. So we'll go with a series of those, with teams starting off quite well, just to enter some data here. And then this successful pass, so player 1 might pass to player 2, which goes straight to them, but player 2 drops it. So we mark that with an unsuccessful catch here. So we're now on defense. The only two defensive buttons we have are intercepts and knockdowns. So intercept is where player takes it clean. So let's say our player clearly intercepts from the opposition. So we're now back on offense. Now the opposite obviously to a successful pass is unsuccessful. So this is where player 1 would pass and it either hits the ground or is intercepted by the opposition. So the person or people they're trying to pass to don't have any opportunity to make a catch. So that's unsuccessful. We click that one there. So we're now back on defense and we might have a knockdown. Back on offense, a few more successful passes. And then, hey, we might even score. So if we score, we come back down here to our home and just click on the home button. You can see we've got one added to the score. Now if you accidentally added it to the wrong team, you can just click undo and add it to the right team, the away team here in this example. So if you do make any mistakes, you just press the undo button that's associated with each of the individual sub-skills. Let's say we get to a point in the game where we need to stop the timer. We can do that pretty easy, just hit stop timer. You can see now that the clock has stopped and we just hit start timer again to get it going. So the game's happening, it's collecting all the data in the background. At the end we can start to see some results. So graphically here we can see successful passes versus unsuccessful passes, and same with the catch. Happen in this situation to have the same amount. That won't always be the case. We can also see our defensive stats in terms of number of intercepts and knockdowns. So just one each of those. Also records the final score. So that's pretty much how it all operates. One of the last things you are going to want to do though is actually save a copy of these stats to be able to share with teams. So we're going to go to File, Save As, and select our location. For me, I'm just going to pop it on the desktop for now. Okay, and we're going to give it a name. Now the name we give it would be relatable to the teams that might be playing, so I'll call it T1 versus T2, and I actually choose to save this one in PDF form, and we hit save. What that's doing now is just converting this Excel sheet into PDF. There it is. We can see the stats there. So that's pretty much it. The only other button we probably need to be aware of is our reset button. So if we hit reset, you'll notice in a moment that one will disappear. The only thing the reset button won't do is, now that I've pressed it, you won't see a change in the time. So if you do need to alter the time, you can just hit stop and you can enter the time in here again. Let's say we go to 10 minutes this time. But you will notice that all the rest of the data there has disappeared. So anyway guys, that's how we use our ultimate stats sheet recorder.